Coming in at number 17 on our organizational value rankings heading into 2023, it's Mathieu Joseph, who I think, admittedly, it was a down year for him, but he came in so hot after the trade from Tampa, then got so cold. You have to think that there's some sort of happy middle in between there that he could find.
Yeah, I do believe that. Now, I've said this many times. I do believe also that Mathieu Joseph is the most likely candidate on the chopping block to get the Pinto deal done. But again, I don't want people to twist that into me thinking that Joseph is no good or he has no potential or it's a brutal contract or anything like that. I do see the potential in Mathieu Joseph. It was just such a down year. I think maybe him and DJ Smith don't always see eye to eye. It just seems like it's not clicking for them. And he wasn't able to find success last year. I think a big part of that is he often was on the third line and without Shane Pinto, without any other kind of offensive talented guys on the third line for most of the season. He wasn't really put in a position to succeed like he was when he was brought in for that trade. He was on the top line with Brady Tkachuk and Josh Norris. Like, you damn better put up points and have success when that's the spot you're in. So I really think we're going to see a bounce back here from Joseph, whether it's here in Ottawa, which that's where he is now. So that's what we'll go under the assumption is. Like, a line of Kubalik, Pinto, and Joseph, I think would be a great third line.
If they can afford it.
That's the thing. I don't know if that's possible, but I definitely think that's somewhere where Joseph could have some success.
Last year, his most common line mate was Tyler Mott. And that reason was Mathieu Joseph missed a number of games due to an injury sustained in their game against Calgary, where him and Tyler Toffoli went into the boards awkwardly. And I don't know if it was a knee or they just called it lower body, but when you're skating forward, when your stride is your most important thing, you got to think that affected him a little bit. But you look at the numbers last year, 56 games, only 3 goals. 3 goals, 1 for each year he has left on his contract. He has 15 assists, 18 points, 36 penalty minutes, was a plus player, though, on the Senators at +5. And as we note at the bottom there, scored 0 even strength goals last season. Pilsy signed for 3 more years at 2.95. But what really kind of surprised me, I guess, if for lack of a better term, out of those 3 goals, he didn't score more than 1 in each individual method. He had 1 power play goal, he had 1 shorthanded goal, and he had 1 3-on-5 shorthanded goal against his old team, a breakaway that he made no mistake on Vasilevsky. So it's one of those where he's shown flashes. He's a great penalty killer, but it's like, what can he do to get consistency into his performances?
Yeah, for me, for Joseph to have success this year, he's got to be a top penalty killer. That's what, because I was looking, I was like, okay, if the points aren't going to be there like we thought they were, and like his contract kind of reflected the Senators, or at least Pierre Dorion thought he was going to get points, then what's his B game? What's he going to do differently? And I think he can be that type of guy that is going to be an offensive threat on the penalty kill, because he's got that speed. So you're making a D-to-D pass on the power play if you're an opponent, and boom, he intercepts that pass and he's off. Or D fumbles a bobbling puck at the D line, he sneaks around him and he's gone. Like kind of like how he scored that 3-on-5 goal like you were talking about. So for him to be an important part of this team and contribute, I think penalty killing is where he's going to make his mark.
Do you think he plays another game for the Ottawa Senators?
I mean, at this point, yeah, because if they were going to move him, they'd move him. But I guess this is the issue with Pierre Dorion trades, is he never has the leverage. He has no leverage right now. We had the discussion on Twitter, or at least there was a discussion on one of our posts saying, well, could you just send him down and someone picks him up through waivers? But why would a team pick him up through waivers if they know they can try to get a sweetener out of it as well? So, and then if he clears waivers, then you're in no better spot. I think you get a bit of cap relief burying guys in the minors, but not enough to make a difference.
No, and it's also a situation too where it's like, hey, maybe a team thinks they can leverage that to get you to retain $1 million or whatnot. And
then what's the point if you're retaining salary?
No, and it's just ice cold right now in terms of the asset value. Like, he's never going to have a lower value.
No,
it'd be a shame to trade him at the very depths of it when you could wait and hopefully he comes back with a bang. I think you're right. Teammate utilization is a big thing for him last year. He played 150 minutes at even strength with Dylan Gambrell last year, 168 with Pinto, but probably with Mott on the other side, who was just a black hole for offense last year, just couldn't get anything going outside of his hot start where he had, I think, 7 points.
I was a huge Tyler Mott guy to start the year off.
I know, but yeah, Mathieu Joseph, I think that he needs to be surrounded. He's not going to be a line driver by himself. I think he really needs a playmaking centerman or someone who can get him the puck in the right situations. And if nothing else, just like you said, be an elite penalty killer. And we'll see if Mathieu Joseph can do that this season. Last year, he was 13th on our list. And to be fair, he was coming off an extremely impressive finish to the year where he had 12 points in 11 games after joining Ottawa. This year, he's down 4 spots. Mathieu Joseph comes in at number 17 on our organizational value rankings.